welcome to Mystic Star Magic. Oh, if you're new here, thank you so much for being here and giving me a chance. And for those of you who have been with me for a while, oh, thank you so much for coming back. It really does mean a lot to me. So today we are gonna have pregnancy messages for you. I've been wanting to do this, but there's been like little hiccups. So I'm actually gonna say that maybe if especially if you are, let's say, wanting to get pregnant and or you're trying, but you know, have been having a little bit of I guess like hiccups, I would say. I want you not to give up. This is just sort of like a collective message. Don't give up. And also, if you are pregnant and if you have been like struggling, I almost feel like with emotions, like maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed. Again, don't give up. That's the sort of like the overall message. I've been getting more collective messages lately before even just starting the reading. So I'm just giving them out to you just so you hear it. All right, so let's talk about group one. This is going to be yours. I'm so excited. Is it? I love this. It's so cute. So this is group one, and this is going to be group two. You can see there's a cute little theme here. And then it's just cute. The theme is cuteness. And this is group three right here. Oh, look at that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Close our eyes and just shift around a little bit, clear our mind, and as we exhale and open our eyes, choose whichever path draws you to it. All right, let's do this. Hello, my friends from group one. Oh, I'm so happy you chose the little bunny. I actually love all these. They're so cute. So I'm feeling like even just with this, I am gonna kind of like say it's sort of like. If you haven't been up to it, it's sort of time to get active, time to just, I almost feel like there's a sense of joyfulness here, but there is a sense here as well as like getting active, and just, you know, if you're pregnant, don't go crazy or anything, but it's just sort of like being out and about and kind of just enjoying life. I feel like not only for yourself and for your, you know, like, but it just feels like there is some sort of you're being called to be out and about, just to bring, like, even just kind of smiling, just your energy basically is what I'm saying, just your positive energy is going to like attract very beautiful things, especially if you are pregnant or if you want to be pregnant. There's just this energy of like, the more positive energy you put out, like the more positive energy you'll bring in. And the funny thing is that you don't even have to do anything really, just be out and about. I feel like there's something about your energy, just there's like, I feel like there's a light, there's a happiness, there's and if you haven't been feeling that, it's innate in you. It just might be that you need to be out and about to really connect again to it. But I feel like people are being drawn to you because of this beautiful energy. And for those of you who are pregnant, it's just going to be like it's, I don't know, like I feel like other people are just gonna have some sort of confirmation just by watching you be so happy and beautiful. And then for those of you who aren't pregnant yet, I feel like that's sort of just like you taking in the beauty around you, and just having this light is just gonna kind of, I almost feel like, elevate your energy to allow I think pregnancy is also like energetic, right? So I think that's gonna help you bring that in as well. So being there, especially like as we come here in North America towards Easter and Easter and spring, right? Because there's a sense of rebirth and sense of also like all the little baby birds are going to come out. Of course, this is a timeless reading, so just put that in there. So let's see what the tarot has for you, and then we'll go ahead and look at the oracle cards. Okay, look at that. Oh yeah, I love this so much. So very beautiful energy here. I do feel like, okay, so this is what I'm saying. See the sun? That's sort of the energy I'm seeing here for you. I really am. And so for me, and that's why I'm telling you to be out and about. I feel like there's for you to radiate light and then also have light be radiated to you, connecting to that energy. I almost feel like that's what I'm here. Page of Swords. So some come, and I like that the swords here. So it is for me like expressing something, expressing a certain clarity. It's sort of, I feel like you've gained some clarity, and it comes from here, from the Six of Swords. So for those of you who have been like you've been having like, well, how do I say it? Let me talk about it in terms of season. So it's been like you've been in the winter in terms, and maybe even hermit moding. I get it. You know me. If you know me, you know that I do hermit a lot. But it's sort of, you're coming out of that cave, you're coming out of that, and now it's kind of like you're in the spring. You really are spring. And so this for me is like, if you're pregnant, this is sort of like, yes, I feel like there's a lot of light radiating from you, like very, like if you've been having like a little bit in the start or wherever you were before, it was sort of like a little rough. It's gonna get easier. I just feel like there's that sense. And for those of you who have been wanting to get pregnant, I feel like that's also like, it's like I can see the clouds breaking like open, and then having that sun there for you, and that's what I'm seeing here for you. And that's the Six of Swords. You're moving towards where you need to be. And the Eight of Wands is it's funny because it is a sense of like, I think things are going to speed up for you. And so if you've been wanting to get pregnant, it's sort of like gonna kind of come at you fast. Or for those of you who are pregnant, it's sort of going to come at you fast again too. It's like, as you make your way to like, okay, you're going to start to see everything kind of speeds up for you. And I mean that in terms of like, wow, like the date that you're due comes closer and closer, and so you may feel like, I wanted to say, like, you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed with this, like with the speeding up, but that's okay. It's sort of like, here we have, just still calm yourself. Still, I almost feel like going into your own heart and just remembering that this is something that you wanted. This is like a wish come true for you in a way. Here with that star, that's what I'm saying, and just remembering that clarity. As you say that, sort of like that. And then we have the Justice card here, and so the Justice card, again, to me, it's sort of like, it's like such, I'm really for especially for your group, it's sort of like good karma is coming here. Like good karma keeps coming to me in terms of that. There is a sense also of balancing, like active, because I did say be active, but not really like go crazy with the activity, but more like being out and about, really. I almost feel like soaking in the sun, and also allowing it to, like, all your beautiful sun light to kind of radiate. And I'm not saying like to just give it out, but just radiating this positive energy just keeps bringing more positive energy to you. But again, there's a balance between like not going crazy, but also not being hermit. Like that fine balance is what I'm seeing here for you. I'm gonna actually clarify this so that we can get those. I'm actually gonna use the cookie just to make sure, like, that we get all the messages for you, because I love doing pregnancy messages. All right, let's see, what is this? Oh, yeah, let's start with the Page of Swords. What is the Page of Swords coming through here for you? Four of Wands, celebration, happiness, joy. What is the Sun doing here for you? Hermit, yes, you see, it is like after the Hermit, the Sun comes out, and you can even see here, look at this Hermit one. It's kind of like gray and shadowy, and that's sort of where I feel you were, but now you're moving into the Sun energy. I love that. What is the Six of Swords doing here? What is the Six of Swords doing here? Page of Swords, again, look at that Page of Swords. So it says, I do feel like you, from being in the Hermit, you've kind of gained some clarity and are able to kind of move forward. I really love this guy, so we'll put it there. So gaining some clarity, and then that clarity, this Page of Swords, moves you forward to where you need to be, where I feel like where you're in the sun energy, away from the, not to say there's anything wrong with the hermit, it just, it feels like to me you're done with the winter and you're moving for the spring. And I'm like, seasons apparently are very strong here. Yeah, and you could see, like, look, the page leads to this happiness, and so I feel like the Six of Swords is leading you to the celebration, to this happiness, to this family. Yeah, like home. What is this Eight of Wands doing here? What is this Eight of Wands doing here? Page of Wands. Okay. And let me just do the Justice card so I can just kind of put it all together. And that's the Seven of Swords. Okay. Okay. Some of you like Harry Potter, others of you like superheroes. That's totally cool. I love this all. All right, so part of this movement, like, so we did say, like, there's a sense of like moving quickly with that Eight of Wands, and so we're learning. We're kind of like, I almost feel like okay, hey, I was gonna say, like, I do think there's a sense of learning. I do think there's a sense of like kind of following creative. So maybe if you're feeling especially creative, that is totally good. That's good. From what I'm also seeing here, it's also like, I feel like this is your unborn child. They're definitely magical, as you can see, but they're also very creative. There's a sense of a lot of creativity, a lot of like passion. They're going to be, for some of you, you're going to like have fire element children or child, but so they're kind of also in a hurry. So I feel, okay, so that's sort of this energy. Like, I feel like maybe they're out of this and now into the light and into the sun energy, and so that's also their energy. They're kind of like, I feel like they're rushing. They're like, yes, we're ready. I'm ready to be born. I'm ready for this. And so if you're not pregnant yet, like, there is this is a good omen, because the spirit babies, like whichever it is, your spirit baby is on the wavelength of like, yes, we're ready, let's do this. So this is very good positive energy, very, very good. And so good time whenever you watch this. Is a good time for you to like whenever it is that you're fertile, to go for it. This is a good time. But yeah, okay. And then we have the Justice card here, and then we have, which is being clarified by the Seven of Swords. And so the Seven of Swords is like putting like a mask and everything, but it's also like, and it's still like the sword here, but like, to me, it's sort of like, it's fascinating to me because the sword is down and here the swords are all up. And so for me, the sword being down is sort of like trying not to react, and by reacting in a sense of like either like maybe running away, or because the Six of Swords is not really running away, but like, or like maybe not necessarily running away, but rather kind of like masking. So especially if you're having some sort of like where you're just like maybe not a disagreement, but where you see things in a little different way, don't just like run away, but rather like, I almost want to say like, listen and try to be fair. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say here. And there's also, it just feels like, again, there's a sense of balancing, of not going like here it's like sort of running and going with it, but rather I want to say like, really do things with intention. That's sort of what I'm going to say. Like, react with intention, or with like not reacting just knee-jerk reaction, but rather thoughtful reaction. Even here, I would say, if there's any sort of arguments or anything where you're disagreeing with somebody, take the time to really listen, not just reacting emotionally. I'm hoping that makes sense. And not even, and I almost want to say, not with the ego so much, but really with this higher self here. Okay, let's see what other pregnancy messages the collective group wants. Okay, what kind of pregnancy messages do we want to give the collective group one? So yeah, you see, this is the day. There's a Knight card, and like for me, it's sort of like, again, it's the sunshine. It's so important. You have no idea, to be out and about. Like, there is something there. Okay, we have heart, so there's love coming through. Filling your heart with the things that you do love. In like doing things that you do, nurturing. Again, this is sort of this is a very good, also like an omen here as well if you are trying to get pregnant here. So maybe nurturing your heart, nurturing your soul, nurturing your body. Like there's a sense of nurturing and taking care of yourself. The heart is really, for me, it's again, keep doing the things that you do love. There's especially if you're trying to get pregnant and you're like focusing on that, and it's sort of like, if it's not happening right away, it's sort of like you kind of like get disappointed. Don't focus on that, but rather focus on the things that do like really excite you and make you feel alive. And that's why a lot of going to the sun and everything, because that's very important. This is where you like turn that night into day. And those for those of you who are pregnant, I feel like this heart is like first of all, very much your I can tell that your child is very much like loves, like there's a great big deal of love, and like I feel like if you are feeling extra creative, that's also their energy coming through as well, and they liked it. They're very much, I can feel their energy of like wanting to live very fully. But then yes, but really making sure to nurture yourself, like nurture yourself every way. So important, so important. Okay, let's see what and this is my mystic site oracle. Let's go ahead and see. I'm gonna be using V11 tarot, V11 crystals, colorology mixed in with eye candy. So I actually love all these, so let's see what other messages we have for a collective of group one for their pregnancy. Oh, look at this. Seclusion. Yeah, I no longer, like, I feel like it's time for you to get out of that seclusion. And I really do feel like you were in this, like, I feel like night or the hermit, whatever it is, like, it's time for you to move forward. There's conversion. For some of you, I feel like healthy eating and like watermelon juice, but conversion. So I feel like I feel like your energy coming through here. So this nurturing, I feel like if you can nurture yourself, and that's important, because if you're pregnant, yes, definitely nurturing your like your child, but also like if you're not, even if you are, it's still like really nurturing yourself too. Very important, because this is like energy that I almost feel like is going to get back. I don't know if that makes sense. So how do I say it? Okay, whatever, like it really is for me, what you're putting out is what you're receiving. And so this is important for you. Like if the nurturing and taking care of is what you're like, you're I almost feel like you're putting out, it's like that's the focus, right? That's what I mean, like the focus of what you're putting out is like this nurturing energy. It's like it's gonna come back to you. Does that make sense? I'm hoping that it does. Yeah, but there's the autumn brown, comfort, support, safety. There is what you are looking for. There's a sense of wanting comfort. And I do like this. So for a lot of you, maybe it's the fall that this is going to, like, maybe for you to give birth, and the fall is important. Yeah, manifestation, yes. And you are like, look at this, you are manifesting. For me, it's sort of like you're manifesting a lot of things you're desiring. And I think they are going to come at you quite fast. So I do feel like you might feel a bit overwhelmed. But when you're feeling overwhelmed, I'm glad that does it, like really just focus on nurturing yourself. That's what I'm saying. Like if you can nurture yourself, also be out and about, like really receiving the sun, getting that energy from it, that's where it's all at for you. Let's see what whimsical oracle cards I can give you. This is also my oracle deck, and you can find it on Etsy. You can find these guys on Etsy. Let's see. Gaining speed, yes, and that's what we keep seeing. You're gaining speed, whatever it is. Like, I mean, whether you're pregnant or wanting to be pregnant, there's a gaining of speed coming through here. Dropping the baggage. What are we dropping the baggage? That's for me, it's very much so maybe that's what, okay, thank you. All right, so we can see this conversion. So we get this, like, we are getting rid of the, like, I would say the fiber here, but because you want the concentrated goodness, right? That's what I'm seeing here. Concentrated. Release the baggage. Oh, thank you. I love when you clarify things for me and help me. And yes, you are creating magic. And this is again this Page of Wands energy, and I really feel like that's your energy, but it's also very much your unborn child, or soon to be born child. Soon to be born child. I like that even better. Yes, soon to be born child. Yes, because there's a happiness and happy expectation there. I like that a lot. Okay, let's see what advice we can give to the collective of group 1. We're using the Pixians. Okay, so what advice can we give the collective of group 1 for their pregnancy? Okay, Chester. Oh, I love this. Inspiration can be found in the simplest things, and that's the outside, being outside. And for some of you, I feel like Chester might be a good name. I feel like this is sort of the energy I have for your soon-to-be-born child or children. It's this pure and like it's an innocence, but it's really the simplest like inspiration and just joy can be found in the simplest things, and I think that's their energy. Very cute. I really like that. Okay. Oh, and look at this. And then there's also create a unique style and own it. So if you haven't been like, I almost feel like dressing up, kind of like feeling more you, I feel like there's a sense also like of feeling sexy, but not even just sexy, but more like, I don't know, like feeling, like dazzling, feeling like you can dazzle. I feel like if this would be a great time for that, like going out and about. I mean, even just the simplest thing, even just to go shopping or whatever, just dressing, like feeling like dazzling, like you are. Just that's what I'm connecting here for you. And then we have soar in the direction of your dreams, and whatever it is that your dreams are, which like a happy, healthy soon to be born child, it'll be there. Just soar in that. How do you get there? Not staying in that night, not staying in the shadow, like in the hermit, but rather in the sun, in this joy. That's what I feel like, soaring towards joy, soaring towards happiness. And you will get there, because that you're manifesting this. You are totally manifesting this. Okay. Oh, I love it. I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. I have other pregnancy readings, so that you might want to go look at the actual playlist of pregnancy readings, among other things. So check out all the other readings if you haven't done so. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards. It totally, like, your energy just totally pumped me up and just totally made my day. So I really do appreciate it. I'm sending you a giant hug, and until I see you in the next one, bye-bye, my dear friends. My friends from group 2. So I didn't even notice that this was showing, but hopefully you don't mind. I think it's all good. Okay. So we are, you chose this little cute chick. All right, so I think which I love this chick, because to me it does represent like pregnancy and joy, and actually feels very much like Empress energy. But what I'm really focusing to a lot is in this yellow color. So we're really wanting to work on our solar plexus. That's where I'm getting here. So working on your confidence, wearing maybe a little yellow, eating yellow food. It's sort of like connecting to that yellow, like this brightness that's coming through. And yeah, like, and also listening to intuition, because that's like a big place where our intuition is the solar plexus, those nudgings, those inklings. Okay. And of course we have the high priestess there. Yeah. Of course we do. How could we not? Okay. Which is quite lovely, because then I can say that yes, you are, like, your intuition is important in this, especially. And oh my goodness, is this like, there's honey? This is like honey. So in sweet things in life, your intuition is going, like, what I'm seeing here is your intuition is going to guide you into the sweet things in life. And this includes, of course, pregnancy coming through here. I do really like this Pentacle, Ace of Pentacles offering, because I feel like that's totally like a very good positive omen if you are trying to get pregnant. I feel like there is a big chance, like the universe is giving you this option, like this chance, this yes beginning. Seven of Cups. There are choices here. Oh, and I think the choices that I'm seeing here is, it's funny because, oh, very good. The choices I'm seeing here is this and this, and I feel like this is the guidance that I think Spirit is giving you, especially with this pregnancy. So the choices I'm seeing here, and we'll talk about this in a different way as well, but choices is like where you feel like you have to go at it alone, which is this Nine of Pentacles, which is beautiful, like you have to do everything and go at it alone. But I feel like here your Spirit's saying like, no, ask, and literally I mean like either wishing, wishing, praying. For me it's sort of like praying, and it could be just like Spirit, you could pray to like God, you could pray to your ancestors, there's like a many things you can pray, but it's a sense of praying like for help here in sort of, and especially with this in the pregnancy, and it's not a bad thing at all. I also feel for some of you this yeah, because I feel like it's not to say that you can't do it all by yourself, but there's a sense here of like something even better with like the help with this wishing, praying. I'm a big believer in prayer. If you actually ever tried it with like, just really praying, it just calms you down, especially if you're having any anxieties with like, oh, this is never going to happen, or things are like a little hectic, or I don't know what I'm doing. I can like tell you all the different types of like moments where I've like prayer and it just calms you down. It's sort of like it in that prayer, I feel like almost a sense of clarity comes through. So not everybody is a proponent of prayer, but I'm a big fan of it. Like I always recommend it. And so also with the Seven of Cups is what I'm saying here. You're also going to need to like be careful in terms of like what choices are beneficial to you, and I mean that in terms of like how you eat, what you do, like what is it, like how are you, because this is like a sort of like daydreaming and thinking and sort of like, okay, what options, so choosing the options that best is like suited for your outcome. I think that's what I'm going to say to you. And so what your outcome is, you want like a happy healthy pregnancy, or happy healthy pregnancy, a smooth delivery, right? And so what are the best choices for that? Like, how do you attain those things? And so I'm like, so what can you do to do that? That's sort of what I'm going to get here, but I'm going to clarify and really listening. And I feel like your intuition is guiding you on these choices here. So very, very much listening to your intuition here. Let's start off with the Seven of Cups. Let's clarify. What is the Seven of Cups? Oh, Queen of Cups. Interesting. What is this Ace of Pentacles doing here? Oh, Magician, manifestation. Yes, 100%. What is the Star doing here? Huh, interesting. We have King of Swords, but it's sort of like upside down, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. And the King of Pentacles. Okay, finding that balance between them. The Nine of Pentacles. What is this Nine of Pentacles doing here? The Two of Wands. Okay, what is this High Priestess doing here? And the Star. Yes, healing, loving. Look at this. You have the Star twice. That's such a beautiful thing. And like I said, there's very good omens here for all of this. And so what I'm seeing here for this Seven of Cups, and then the Queen of Cups, which is normally, I would say, like the Queen of Cups is this sense of like, like again, very strong intuition. And I kind of like, I love that you're kind of putting one on this side, we have the High Priestess, and on this side we have the Queen of Cups. But as you can see, this is not just your regular Queen of Cups here. This is actually like Ursula. So it's almost like I would say a baddie, right? So what I'm looking at this in this particular, it's almost like sorry that I keep saying letting your emotions and I don't mean like, because emotions are all good, but I feel like there's a sense of lacking a certain emotional maturity, and again, that doesn't sound right. Okay, I'm not gonna say like controlling your emotions, but really listening to where your emotions are coming from. Because I feel like this is, to me, it's sort of like the Ursula is a little bit of the ego coming through here. And so I feel like your choices might be, you might be making choices, or you might be like in a state of daydreaming. Oh, okay. A state of daydreaming instead of taking action here. Or like like procrastination instead of actually taking action, because there's a sense of like letting the ego kind of get in the way here. And so I'm gonna say that. But what I'm saying here is that your, again, intuition and your higher self here is really calling you here for this star. There's a sense of healing. Almost feel like maybe here you can actually see like they're dumping out these things. So like dumping out like the emotions that aren't serving you. Like I would say, like, to me, it's a little bit of the ego. It could also be like, if you like overeating maybe sugary or unhealthy foods for some of you. But it's sort of, as you can see, like emptying these bottles that are things that are no longer needed here. And you're being guided, again, by your intuition, by your higher self in this regard. And this is bringing about healing. Very important. And I do love that this Ace of Pentacles is giving you this manifestation, the Magician. You can even see here and here. It's like you are coming through with what you want. So if what you want is a healthy pregnancy, this is how you're manifesting. And I think for me, the manifestation is really coming through with this intuition, with again, sort of like taking action, but not from the ego perspective, from releasing some of the, I would say, like bottled up emotions, like maybe negative emotions. Yeah. Let's see what else. Okay, and so the star here is so fascinating because we do have the King of Swords. With here, it's, you actually see the Magician here. So I kind of feel like there's a sense of needing to take action, right? But being a little bit, not detached, but very analytical, thinking things through, and then taking action. And then with the King of Pentacles here, there's a sense also of creating here, because we actually see an actual like creating like the Mona Lisa here. But it's also like kind of enjoying the things that you do have. And here we have the honeybees here, and we do have like honey is important, letting go. So this is a choice, this healing coming through here. The healing comes through taking action, clearing out the things that aren't no longer serving you, but also, and then enjoying the things that are serving you. Oh, wow, that is actually quite deep. And now we have this Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is like the sense of like, there's a sense of independence. And like I said, it's sort of like you don't want to ask for help or just, and you're trying to do everything on your own. and that's fine in many ways, but I feel like especially spirit and even your higher self is sort of like, no, we need like a little help here in this case is here. And so with the Two of Wands, it's sort of like choosing a different path. And there's nothing wrong with this, with being independent, but I feel like it's time for you to connect to that, to your, like, your true self is kind of guiding you to connect with either ancestors, God, whatever it is that you believe in. And so that's what I feel like you're being called to. You have to like step away, take a different route than you've been taking all along. Woof, I like this. It's a heavy kind of thing, but it's not a bad thing at all. All right, let's see what other messages we have. And I really do like that you have the star, because I do feel like there's a lot of wish fulfillment coming through. So yeah, see, taking action. You need to be like, things need to be set in motion. Not enough daydreaming, my friends. We need to actually take action. Self-love is needed. Yes, very important. Look at this. Like, this is so important and interesting. And this is my and here we have good luck. Oh my goodness. And we do have a wish fulfillment. Okay. But what I'm seeing, like, this is all about, like, if you actually see it, sort of like trusting. Here you are, right? But really trusting in, like, I higher, like your higher self, higher, like God, your ancestors, whatever it is, but trusting in something bigger than yourself. And that's important. And yeah, we can see, like, look at this. This is good luck. You're climbing to the good luck. We have the wish fulfillment, which I kept, like, it keeps coming through. And this self-love is sort of this, like, letting go of, like, also, like, you know, how we have this almost a sense of inaction and daydreaming. But it's also, for me, letting go of those old emotions that you've been kind of dragging with you. Whether you know it or not, they're still there. Yeah, like a lot of us, we feel like, oh yeah, I felt all those emotions. I'm like, no, believe me, because it comes to me. I was like, oh yeah, I'm you know, getting a lot better about all my emotions and everything. And then the other day, I was like remembering something like from the past, and it felt really crappy. But and then I was just kind of like this. I'm like, but wait, why am I even revisiting this? There's no, like, it's over and done with. Why do I keep rehashing? And it's because I didn't let go of that emotion. I'm working on it right now. Like, even like, as you know, like, it's something that we keep on working on. So this is the Mystic Site Oracle, and this is the sweet, what is it? Eye Candy and Colorology by We Love and Tarot. And all these you can find on Etsy. Let's see what other stuff. And so autumn is actually quite important to you. I do, it's sort of like a lot of, because even in like group one, also had autumn was an important time. And I do feel like that it is. Maybe that's when like you give birth, or maybe that's when like something magical happens. There is a sense here. Yeah. But so autumn is maybe it's like your favorite time of the year, and it's going to be especially awesome this year. I don't know, but there's something there. So we have electric violet, nostalgia, romance, sentiment. This is interesting for me. Like, so maybe it is a sense, because maybe you've been going too much with this like Nine of Pentacles. You've been trying to like not allow others to come in. I feel like there's a sense of like, no, we have to like kind of like let others in. Look at that purple. Oh yes, and of course the higher, it's your crown chakra coming through here. So it's sort of like, I almost feel like listening. It could definitely, you know, your significant other, and there's a sense of romance and enjoying each other's just each other's presence. But it's also, I feel like this, to me, it's sort of like, again, higher, like spirit, your spirit guides. It could be whoever. It's sort of like they're there giving you this comfort. And we have lavender, silence, dream stimulation. And it's sort of like maybe dreams coming through, maybe during your dream time, because we do have the high priestess, there's coming through in your dreams. But it also feels like, to me, there's a sense of wanting to relax. There's a sense of also just, like you've been doing so much, and it's time for you to kind of like take it easy. I almost feel like Sapphire. We have openness, freedom, inspiration. And I feel like this is a lot of your spirit. You're very much a freedom, and like this is sort of who you are. And there's nothing wrong with being this, but it's also a sense of finding both like being by yourself and being able to do things independently, but also kind of relying on others. Like there's this balance that you need to find. And then of course, look at this. And if you actually see like purple, like it's kind of all in the same thing. And we have indigo, justice, devotion, wisdom. And for me, it really is just this balance here. Yes. Just because you're independent doesn't mean that you have to push everybody away. That's sort of what I'm seeing here for you. Okay, let's see what other things are coming. What other, like for this. Summer. Oh, summer for some of you is coming. So summer, look at that. Fall, summer are important. Ooh, they have clarity. And you have the ladybug twice. So for me, that's a lot of sense. That's a very good luck. And like I said, when I, like for me, it's prayer. Maybe it's fruition, but there's just something about prayer. Prayer gives this sense of clarity because it's sort of like your mind clears itself to even just that, even in that wish fulfillment, even in the prayer, it's not even like if you don't want to believe in like higher stuff, that's totally cool. But just in the sense of asking, it sort of like clarifies your thoughts and then it gives you what you really want. So that's good. I do like it. And then allow. Yeah. And again, for this allow is sort of like let spirit help you. Let like the wind is there, like the wind beneath your wings, if you will, right? And so that's others, that could be spirit, that could also be like your significant other. It doesn't like, that's what I'm saying. It's sort of like you have to also allow, you can do it by yourself. Yes, there's no, it doesn't there don't have to be extreme where you have to be like, I'm totally dependent. There has to be this balance, especially for you. Oof, very, very good. Okay, let's see what advice we can give you. Let's give what advice we can give the collective of group 2. Okay, so we have worry less, create more. Oh, yes. Creating. You are like, you have the ability to create all the wonderful things that you want. You are the magician here, right? You just have to believe. I have to actually say that and not spend so much time worrying. And even snuggles. Oh, I like that. Remember to wear your self-confidence, rock it, and own it. Again, self-confidence is so important. So really your 2 chakras that I would say focus on are really your solar plexus and your crown chakra, because those are really kind of calling out this time coming through. And we have Fiona Fluffingstons. Maybe these names are calling to you. So if you stumble, make it part of the dance. So yeah. Don't just be like, oh, don't just give up. It's okay if you do like make a mistake. It's okay. I just feel like we beat ourselves up so much about like making mistakes, about how we have to be all perfect. It doesn't have to be at all like that. So yeah, I really like that. Hope you liked this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up and please do consider subscribing. And I do have a lot more pregnancy readings, so if like you want more, go check those out as well. And just thank you so much for letting me read your cards. It really does mean a lot to me. I am sending you a giant, giant hug, and until I see you next one, goodbye, my dear friends. My friends from group 3, I am so happy that you are here. Oh, I really like that you chose this little lamb. So one of the big messages is allowing yourself to be like fluffy, allowing yourself to be vulnerable. So vulnerability is okay. There's a sense coming through. Also, maybe getting more sleep might be a key here as well. But it's almost like loving yourself, like loving your weaknesses as much as your strengths, and that's something that's coming through for you. Let's see what we have. We have, oh, nice, the world becoming, wow, Ace of Wands, Empress, whoa, and Page of Cups, and then the Queen of Swords. Okay. Oof, I really love this. So we're coming through some sort of like, we're ending some sort of cycle, and this ending of the cycle brings about a new beginning of like happiness, but it really is like creativity, inspiration. And so for me, when I see aces and I like pregnancy readings, I kind of see like that's kind of very good with the Empress there. If you're wanting, like, if you're like, oh, is it like, it's a good time, pregnancy is very likely here. And also with the Page of Cups. There is also here another sense of, if you are pregnant, it is time in like, it's a time for you to kind of I want to say embrace it, like really, really embrace it. Because this to me feels like, okay, we're finishing a stage here, especially if you're pregnant. You're finishing the stage of like where you didn't have kids and you're moving towards where you are. And so this is sort of like, it's a really like not just the beginning, like a short beginning, it's actually a really long beginning of something that's going to be very powerful. And with this Empress, it's sort of like going in for it, going in all the way in. It's like you're going all in here. And sort of like almost fun, I'd be like releasing, acknowledging the past, because the world here to me is sort of like acknowledging like, okay, this was like the before and this is going to be the, right now you're in the transition phase right now, especially if you are pregnant or if you are like thinking about it, it's sort of like you're in this transition phase. So you're not quite, you're not a parent yet, right? But you're in the progress here. You're in the in between. So this is an important time because I like it just feels like, yes, this is like full on for you to just put everything, all like this energy here, like you're focused on this transition, enjoying it as fully as much as you can. And with this Ace of Wands, I feel like this transition is all about creating. Like it's not just creating this beautiful like human being that you're gonna have, a baby, right? It's not just about that. It's sort of like creating, I want to say like life, like your life, the life that you want to have. I feel like that's sort of what I'm seeing here. There's like a lot of abundance. So this is a pregnancy reading, but if you are feeling drawn to like create something like a business or like maybe like an Etsy shop or a YouTube, something like that, where you're feeling creative, maybe you're thinking about writing something, maybe you're thinking about like art, some sort of like creativity, this is the time. This is like good. It's not just to have this like not just for pregnancy, but it just overall like everything. I just feel like there's a lot of abundance for you and a lot of creativity, if you will, and passion as well. But okay, and so this is actually leading me to what I was telling you about, like love your weaknesses as much as you love your strength. And so and I love that you have these two. You have the Queen of Swords and we have the Page of Cups, because for each person it's actually different, right? So for some people, they really think that their highlight is this Queen of Swords. So this like the strength, this like independence, being able to tell people truth, maybe not in a very blunt way. And then to them, some of their what they call weaknesses, that yes, they maybe are like have a lot of emotion, maybe like they're empaths, and maybe their sense of like they worry too much about like what other people think of them, or like being a people pleaser. And for some of you, I feel like you worry a little bit about your bluntness, and maybe like some people don't take kindly to how you express your truth, right? But you have this creative, this like empath, like this intuitive, like a gentler being that others are really attracted to. So that's why I love these two, because it depends on how you look at it. Some people might think this is the best and this one, but loving both of them because they're both amazing. Like they're both part of you and they're both like awesome to have. So yeah. What else did I want to say? Okay. And you see, actually, even the Empress is looking on this. Like these two qualities are important for this creation. Like, and it's sort of like being blunt to a sense of like truth and kind of like having this clarity, being able to be very clear. And it's also the sense of, again, but listening to your intuition, listen to your emotions, and a sense of creativity that comes with those, like creating from an emotional place. Okay, let's clarify the world for us. The Nine of Pentacles, yes. And it's funny because it is like, it's the end of the Nine of Pentacles. In terms of the Nine of Pentacles, it's like, independence, like, like you're single, independence kind of thing. Like that was before being a parent. And so that's coming to an end. But I do really want to say, like, it's appreciating that, really giving honor to that as well. Let's see what what is this? Ace of Wands. Okay, the Ace of Wands is sort of like, okay. So we're coming through from like the Ace of Wands is all about like this beginning. And so for me, it's sort of letting go of the Five of Swords, which is really about the ego, which is all about your own, like, it's sort of like you're concerned more about yourself, but now you're opening yourself up to being concerned about others. So for me, it's this unconditional love that the Empress kind of provides us with. So we're letting go of the other thing, and we're kind of going towards, we're letting go of the ego and going towards something even higher, I would say. Okay, let's see what this Empress has for us. What is the Empress doing here? What's the Empress doing here? Six of Swords. Interesting, because group 3 had the Six of Swords also somewhere. And so you're moving away from something. Like, I really do feel like you're moving away from this. Nothing wrong with the Nine of Pentacles, but you're moving away from the Nine of Pentacles. You're moving away from the Five of Swords, where it's kind of like ego-driven, and you're moving towards something even better, something where you're actually quite excited about. What is this Page of Cups doing here? Oh, wow. I love this, because look at this. You're going from this Page of Cups, but it's really the King of Cups that's coming through. And that is a sense of like emotional maturity, but also like a creativity that comes along with it too. Oh, wow, very strong. I like this. There's a lot of growth here. And there, I feel like, well, this one wanted to come in the Four of Cups. And so it's like a sense of unfulfillment. And I kind of like almost want to say, like, this is not to say that you weren't fulfilled here, like in the past, but it's sort of like you were waiting for something more. And I feel like now you're feeling this something more. What is this Queen of Swords doing here? Because that one just kind of fell, and I wasn't even Queen of Cups. It's all funny. We know why I'm laughing, because the Queen of Cups was in group 2. So if you were called to watch group 2, there might be something there for you as well. And so there is the divine masculine, divine feminine that is being balanced here. But I also feel like when you do speak the truth, it's you want it to come from a place of like this Page of Cups, actually, like, because the Queen of Cups is the Ursula. And so I feel like not from the ego, like I said, we're letting go of the ego and really coming into this strength of like the Empress energy, the unconditional love. And that's where I feel like that's the big message here. Especially if you are trying to like, and with this pregnancy, it's sort of like a transformation of your being, of yourself. It's sort of like you are, it takes you away from like, I want to say it's like this pregnancy for you, it's almost like you're being open to the 5D more so than you are the 3D, even though the 3D is very much where you know the pregnancy is, but it's sort of like I feel like it's almost awakening you in many senses. And so if you are wanting to get pregnant though, here it is really almost a sense, like I said, it's time for you to like focus more on not so much the ego, but on the grander scope. So this is kind of weird, because I know it's sort of like, so if you are in it, I don't even know how do I like want to say this, but like if you are hoping to get pregnant, I almost want to say like kind of like volunteer, do something like where you give of yourself to others. And I know that sounds kind of strange, but it's something, it has something to do with like leading to like, it'll make you feel better. It'll make you feel really like, it's sort of like you're really being called to understand that Empress energy coming through. And somehow, like, I almost feel like you might even run into somebody who will help you, like will give you some advice. I don't like, not that you like shouldn't like go, like if you actually want to, you should totally go to a doctor and get all that stuff. But I feel like there is somebody here who's going to give you a lot of wisdom, but it is in the context of you letting go of the ego. And like I said, it's not I'm not like anything bad with the ego. We are this is how we are, but it's sort of like getting out of that, like it's almost like I want to say getting out of your head and getting into your heart. And that's sort of what I'm seeing here. It's also, I feel like you'll understand yourself a lot more, and you'll actually be like, yes, I love both sides of me. I love my weaknesses as much as my strengths, and that's an important thing. Wow. These things that I never know what we're gonna, like, what the messages are. And each like reading, if you actually watch some of my pregnancy readings, it's sort of like, or any of my readings really, it's just like they're all like very diverse. Like they have all these different guidance coming through. And you are look at this, you are divinely protected, but it's also like this King of Cups coming through. So you're protected, you are well taken care of. Nurture is coming through here. So yes, I almost feel like, and that's sort of that energy. I feel like, okay, that's good. If you're taking care, even here, so even if you don't want to like go out and about, I get that, and like help others. Sometimes I'm a hermit, so nurturing like plants, growing things, like being like taking care of others is sort of what I'm seeing here. Like even the plants, just watching it, seeing what it's like to grow. It's a lot harder, let me tell you. You plant things, it takes like, you have to water it, you have to take care of it, you have to take care of it, and make sure that you don't overwater it, you don't let it dry out. It's hard. It's sort of like, it puts things in perspective in terms of like, wow, how is it? It's like, to me, it's amazing. Like if you actually try to plant stuff, and it takes like, you'd have to take care of it. And yet there's some like trees that just grow naturally. I'm like, wow, it's amazing like what nature does. And there's a sense of serendipity coming through. So be looking out for the signs, be looking out. So if somebody asks like for help in some way, or like invites you to something, be willing to go. I really want to say that. And then looking at this, like I feel like you are facing your fears, and that's where like, so there is a sense of I fear, and so like I fear that usually fear is where the true ego lies there, right? So this is what's usually blocking us. It's the, and you do feel stuck, like there's a sense of feeling stuck, but you're stuck in the fear because again, that's where the ego is a little bit. Ego lives in fear. You can quote me on that, but you're moving away from that, because if you're starting to focus on this nurturing, putting yourself out there, I almost might feel like protecting others, but I feel like you're divinely protected. You don't have to like always have like a wall up, and then really being like those serendipity, like whenever somebody like asking you to do something, like I don't know, like help them in some way, or like, hey, let's go to a different class. There's something to be there with that. There's some sort of invitation that is important. Okay, let's see what, okay, I'm doing the whimsical oracle right now. Take flight, yes, you are taking, and there's this proposal, yes. Somebody proposes something, be willing to accept it. I feel like you're taking off, you're leaving behind the feeling fear and stuck. And I feel like destiny might be, so maybe for some of you, like if this was a love reading, it'd be quite interesting. But yeah, that like things are going to work out. I really do feel like when the time is right, everything, but there's a sense of even just the idea of pregnancy or getting pregnant or being pregnant is still like, I feel like there's a big shift and change. Like this is an awakening for you of some kind. But again, serendipity and destiny, trusting in this. There's a divine timing here for this. Okay, let's see. I'm going to be using the Colorology and Eye Candy by V11 and Tarot by 11 Crystals. All these you can find on Etsy if you're being called to. The yin and yang, yes, the divine masculine, divine feminine. Taking action, but also like nurturing and defending, protecting. That's true. Very good. We have tropical orange, enthusiasm, delight, fascination for some of you. Like, yes, it's because you like this Four of Cups is sort of like it's on the background. It's sort of like what's there. It is, you need to like have this enthusiasm. Like that's sort of why I guess I'm saying like accept proposals, accept being able to go out and have fun in some way, because I feel like you're feeling stagnant and you need to get out of that energy and alignment. Yes, you are coming into alignment with the yin and the yang, with your inner self. you have no idea how much I am seeing it. It's sort of like, yes, look at this. Orange, confidence, energy, joy. It to me, it's sort of like you're transforming like this. Yes, it's a transformation. This pregnancy is a transformation. I love that it actually tells me this thing. Or even if it's not, like, if you're not pregnant yet, the idea of it, but the process of you wanting to do it and then going through the like, how do I get to be pregnant? Or even just like the excitement of the prospect of it, it's a transformation that you've been needing. So let's see what advice we can give to the collective of group 3. I love this. Ace. You are amazing. Never forget it. Oh, I like that a lot, because it's sort of like we do. I feel like that is part of also that fear that's coming, like that we feel stuck because we're forgetting not only like that you're amazing, and so you have an amazing life, right? It feels like you're kind of stuck in the same old routine. It's time for you to get out of that routine. And so this is so cute. Look, friends we meet along the way help us appreciate the journey. And again, that's why I'm saying, if you're being offered it, it really feels for me like you have to kind of get out of your head. You have to kind of get out of your comfort zone. Very good. Thank you, Spirit. Get out of your comfort zone and go into something like give to others, volunteer, do something. I just feel like that's something. Like try to, like, the friendships are very important. Get out of that comfort zone because you're feeling stuck and you're feeling it's in the ego is where that is at. And look at this. I can't even joke. Explore outside your element to discover new magic. Yeah. Okay. Like, yes. Okay. I getcha. Yeah. It's basically, that's the overall message. So I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up and please do consider subscribing. I truly appreciate that you are here. Thank you for letting me read your cards, and sending you a giant, giant hug. And until I see you in the next one, bye-bye, my dear friends. Hello, my friends. How are you? Oh my goodness, I'm so happy you are here. Oh, I've been wanting to do this. I've been sort of like, feeling a little energy drainage. Not sure why. My cat decided that he wants to say hello. So today we are going to find out what pregnancy messages. Okay.